to rise for Fire Nation National Anthem.
What's going on, guys? Logan JYA here with my boy Mikey. You know him, you love him, and he's once again topped back-to-back tournaments here in the Jersey scene. Mikey, what deck you planning to do this with?
INFERNOBLE, baby.
All right. And any shout-outs you want to give before we get into the profile?
Shout out M-Beast. And yeah, that's it.
All right, let's go M-Beast. Let's get into the profile.
All right, so start 3-connector Dolphin. It's just broken. Please ban this card. Make sure to summon it off of Soul Day.
So you do opt to summon Aqua Dolphin off of a Soul?
Yeah, if you have a way to Angelica, you always do it.
Got it.
And I'll just do OP. INFERNOBLE's just standard, all one-ofs.
So why are they all one-ofs? Just for someone who's unfamiliar with the deck?
They're just cloggy. Like you really only need one or one of each because they all have their one equip effect, and then they just have an additional effect. Like this one summons from hand. This summons from grave or hand if you have a monster equipped with something. This shuffles back 3 and draws 1. Then they all have like protection effects or whatever when they're equipped to something. There's just no need to increase the number because it doesn't benefit you anything. Like the only one you increase is if you go up to higher cards in the main deck, you bump Odra up to 3 as a normal summon. But these are just utility. You don't need to bump them up. There's no point.
Got it.
Then miscellaneous warriors. These 3, which goes with the Fenrir's. Fenrir package, obviously so OP. It's just literally the best card ever, I think. This searches this, which is a fire warrior, which helps the consistency of the deck a lot.
When you're comboing, do you leave the Fenrir on board, or does it end up getting used as a material?
It's really good if you get hand trapped. You end on like a worse board, and with Fenrir on top of it, I just take it into SP.
Got it.
Because I feel like it's just better to end on. And then other non-engine, just 6 hand traps, Talents. Talents is probably the best non-engine in the game right now. Helps breaks boards. This is an FTK format, so you want to play this like a lot of people are on hand traps. If you hand trap me in this deck once, and I have Talents, the game's automatically over. I'm looking at your hand, I'm ripping a card, and then I'm still getting into my combo, summoning Aqua Dolphin, ripping another card, and it's just over.
Gotcha.
So these are the best non-engine. These are probably the most versatile hand traps.
Got it.
Diabellstar engine.
Mandatory.
Yeah, if you don't have money, it's like, I guess you could play Prosperity, but this engine is so insane for getting nibbed, for extending, for going second. This is just the year of the level 1 fires. you need this engine. I'm sorry, it's so OP.
Truly is, though. So much fire.
And random one-ofs, these are just broken. This card is actually a lot better now than you'd think. Like even going second into things like Unchained, you hit the Rage out of grave, hit the Yama, hit the Shyama, which is good because a lot of times against Unchained, you can't kill them and break the board, so you hit their follow-up, and if you hit Shyama and you end on like a little bit, maybe like SP and like a Gearfried,
it's fine.
They have a really hard time. Yeah, they have a really hard time getting back into the game. So those cards are really good. 3 more Rhoda, essentially. 3 field spell terraforming. None of their effects are once per turn. This card is so disgusting. Like, there are times I've literally gone through all 3 effects, or all 3 in one turn using both the summon effect and the search. Wow. It's really OP. Then for the equips, you do 6. You side these out going second. This is a really bad brick, but you need this card.
And which one is that?
Angelica's Ring, so it's just the first spell that would resolve gets negated. So it's not Super Poly, it stops.
It's Cerulean Skyfire.
I don't know what that is, but sure.
Got it.
It stops Super Poly, it stops Dark Ruler, stuff like that.
There's also a Mermel equipped spell that does the same thing.
Yeah.
It has the interaction where it can stop Super Poly.
It's so good.
Gotcha.
You need it even though it's like a super brick, and DDR and Phoenix Blade are also really good. To the extra deck, to a Soul Day.
Of course.
Funny enough that this card gets banned, this deck's still probably insane.
You think so?
This is hand trap bait. Like
it's hand trap bait. Wow.
It's so good, but like I just summon Dolphin off of it most of the time.
Fair enough.
Then I go 2 of the Charles. Most combos you're ending with double of these.
Wow.
Double SP.
You need both, right?
No, you could play the one Firelink 2 Ferocious. It's just a little worse.
Okay.
But sometimes 2 SPs does come up because it is a warrior. So
right, which is insane.
Break their board and then you make a Soul Day. Not fair. These two, this is for breaking boards. You have a lot of level 1s, which can turn into SP, which gets the Banish live. And this, if you get nibbed, you make the token and use the Diabellstar engine to send this to summon Ricardetto from deck. And you keep playing.
What the F? All right.
Apo, you don't summon this a lot, but there's a lot of times you could threaten this in your combo. And like, when it does come out, obviously it's really good. And some decks just literally fold to 1 Apo. So if you have like Apo plus a spell and trap negate to negate like Imperm, Droplet, stuff like to negate this, it's just really OP. Then Synchros, the Roland, and Angelica. See, this is why I say if a Soul gets banned, this deck's still good. This is literally like that 1 Synchro for the Guard Dragon deck, Ib. This is literally like that card. It's so degenerate. It searches the field spell, and then when it gets targeted for an attack or a card effect, and when you equip an equip spell to it, it counts as targeting, so you can use the effect. And when you target with your graveyard effects of your Infernobles to equip, you can trigger it. And it dumps any Fire Warrior from deck, so you can dump Magus to get a draw, you dump Gear Free, you dump anything you need, and then it summons this guy from the extra deck.
Gotcha.
And then for the last Synchros, Charles Baron. So Baron you don't go into too much, but it's just Baron, like it's so good. Right. But this card's actually really good.
Of course it is. Isn't it one of the main boss monsters?
Yeah, he's so busted. Like
he pops for infinite. He helps you. Does he extend as well, or?
So in the end phase, how you equip Angelica's ring is it equips an equip from grave.
That's what
and then
it
you
is.
equip a Fire Warrior from deck.
So it gives you an additional free negate.
Yeah. So and then Roland. This is during the main phase. It's a quick play equip. So some things you can do is you equip to the Link or Charles, whichever one you end on, and then you get the non-target pop because the card was equipped.
Right.
So it's another interruption.
Wow.
Or what you can do too, which is funny, is to save Angelica, which is your follow-up kinda. You can go Roland, target Angelica, chain Angelica to banish, dump a Fire Warrior, so it comes back in the end phase, but it gets off field.
Okay,
so
and
you
that
could
keeps
start,
it safe.
you could start your turn back with another Fire Warrior, or sometimes this is if you're really down bad, you can target this with this, chain during your opponent's turn, dump Magus, try to put back 3 and draw a hand trap. I've done that a couple of times. Then the 2 XEs, Dempsey part of the combo,
right.
And then Ty-phon.
How you liking Ty-phon? Worth a slot?
It's like, it doesn't come up every match, but when it comes up, it usually wins you the game if you play it right. And I don't know how, but so many people just forget about this card still. It's like so. Like, come on,
Someday it'll sink in.
You guys gotta adapt. Come on.
Let's check out that side.
It's mainly just hand traps, Droll, Mystials, Unchained, Labyrinth, Tier, all good stuff. More Veilers, just generic, Droll. So I don't get FTK'd. And Cosmic, this is like.
What for?
Cosmic's actually really good because this deck gets destroyed by like most floodgates, like Skill Drain.
Tikaboo.
Yeah, Skill Drain, TC Boo, stuff like that. This helps deal with the floodgates. This is really good in the Labyrinth, which I would consider a really bad matchup, to be honest. Good into Centurion, good into random stuff. And I don't know, I always like this card. I feel like it has so much versatility as like a side deck card. It's just so generically good. Awesome. Even going first into some decks like Runic, you hit the fountain. Or like Unchained, you could side it in going first. You go set a trap, you go Ruhana Pop, you chain Cosmic. It's just good, random good stuff.
And what are the most common side outs for some of these cards?
So going second, it's always these 3, like every single time.
Got it.
And then against some matchups going second, you could also side out this. Sometimes I also like to side out just the random one-ofs like this going second.
Right.
This one's kind of weird, but you could side this out going second this was only if you're playing against like a legitimate FTK deck and you just need as many hand traps as possible.
Try about to turn skip you? Yeah, you want a hand trap.
Yeah, which is why you're playing so many of this.
Or Calamity, the Calamity
Yeah,
lock.
other than that, sometimes you could side out the Fenrir package going second in some decks. You could probably gets like something like Pearly, you probably don't need this. You just opt for more hand traps, which I don't know. Pearly's just a fake deck.
All right, no, that's good to know. All right, Mikey, let's hear your final thoughts about INFERNOBLE as a meta contender in the current format. What do you think?
I mean, there's like a lot of FTK decks. Like, I mean, Vanadium's a buy. Like, this is just the best FTK deck. I mean, hand ripping with this card, just so OP. Hand knowledge is literally one of the best advantages you can have in this game.
So do you think hand knowledge is a differentiator that makes this better than something like Vanadium?
Yes, I also think this deck, I mean, obviously it plays better in the Droll. I think it can play better going second. I don't know. I just think it's better than Vanadium. Plus, Vanadium is breakable with Ty-phon. If you play right, you should never lose a Ty-phon with this deck. But I mean, out of the FTK decks, I think this is the best. I'm gonna keep playing this. I think it has a really high skill cap. Like, you can just completely run it down on this deck, but you can also just completely pop off, win every game. And if you win the die roll and lose the match, you either bricked or misplayed. Like, it has like a 95% win rate going first.
Gotcha. All right, Mikey, any final thoughts before we round things out?
No, just ban Aqua Dolphin.
All right, there we go. Logan JY, sign off. A great day. We'll see beautiful people later. Peace.